following podcast is recorded and produced by the Podcast Precinct in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com. The Podcast Precinct. Consistency, creativity, culture.
Let's Talk But No Politics Okay proudly dedicates all episodes to the loving memory of Constance Chirac, who was one of the biggest supporters of the show. And we like to say thank you for everything that you have done.
Excuse me, is this the line to listen to the new episode of Let's Talk But No Politics Okay on the BICBP radio network? Oh, it is? Okay. Oh, it's not going to take too long. Do you know who's sponsoring them? Oh, I see it right there.
What's going on here?
It's the Turtles giving the old foot soldiers the boot with their latest invention, the cheapskate.
Whoa, dude's on a roll!
And look, in the sky, it's a bird, it's a jet, no, it's the Turtle Trooper parachute.
Sorry to drop in without calling.
Bring in the knuckleheads!
Uh-oh, those attack and grab foot machines look like real trouble for the green guy.
Whoa, getting a little carried away?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
From Playmates.
Hello, Johnny. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty fantastic. As they say, I'm ready to kick some shell.
Some shell?
Some shell.
Did they really say that?
Yeah. Shell, yeah, they did, Andrew.
I don't think they said shell, yeah.
They said shell, yeah. Every opportunity they had. It was cowabunga followed by shell, yeah.
My Leo would not have said shell, yeah. He was a very dignified, graceful leader of the Turtles.
He said shell, yeah, the most. Raphael just said, damn it.
But if you couldn't tell by the title and how we're talking, we are tearing once again, but we are tearing Teenage Mutant Turtle.
I'm tearing up. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figures.
This is a long action figure line.
Yes. Yeah, we're talking the original, the very first ones.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I put in 40 names. I threw it out there.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I threw in 40. I did put in the first two waves.
Yeah, the first two waves are iconic to me, so.
And I feel really old because the first two waves came out in 1988 and 1989.
Yeah. Well, me and you are close to the same age, so.
Yeah.
I was born in 83. I was well aware of these.
So you're still, I could call you a youngin'. I was born in 82. So there you go.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll call you a youngin'. You're a whippersnapper.
Oh man.
It was weird hearing people talk about things that happened in 1985.
Yeah.
For the thing that I had to go to. And all I'm thinking about is they're like, oh yeah, this happened in 85. And I was like, all I was worried about was like Thundercats and He-Man back in 1985. Like
you're only 3 years old, for crying out loud.
Yeah. But I remember them. I had an older brother, so I got lucky that way.
Yeah.
All right. So we are tearing, not crying. Well, crying a little bit because this was such a great line of toys.
Yeah.
I think it was when I did the Eat Sleep List episode. It was number 3.
Oh, great podcast. Go check it out, everybody.
Yes.
Matt does that one. So
it was number 3 on mine. All-time toy lines, favorite toy lines. Only the real Ghostbusters and G.I. Joe beat it out.
I get that, but this is my all-time for me, is Ninja Turtles. But again, I'm like Ninja Turtles is probably my all-time favorite franchise of anything.
Okay.
So I would go Ninja Turtles when we're talking toy lines. Ninja Turtles is easy number 1 for me. Number 2 would probably be, honestly, probably Micro Machines / Z-Bots.
Really?
Z-Bots?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. They came in like Happy Meals one time. I remember that.
I loved those freaking dumb little Z-Bots. But Micro Machines for sure. And then what would be my third? Oh man, I was a weird kid. It's probably it's got to be the wrestling figures. It's probably third for me.
Hasbro or the LJNs that could, like, if you threw
I'm
them at somebody.
I'm going to blow your mind. The WCW ones.
The Toy Biz ones are
Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Those were really good. Those were good. Now that I did not collect wrestling figures back then, but I see them now, and I really appreciate how they made those guys.
Yeah, I had a great Goldberg who, because his finishing move was the jackhammer, he came with a jackhammer.
I remember we talked about in one of the one wrestling episodes we did. We talked about the Lionheart one,
I had that one too. Yeah,
and it was
came with
Chris
a
Jericho.
stool. Yeah, like he was a line tamer. Yeah.
The Hitman. I know I seen that one. It was the Hitman. He's in the pinstripe suit. There's those ones okay, but whatever. Work the gimmick. Work the gimmick.
Yeah. Yeah.
But today we have 4 tiers. We have the classic. Will always be great, 100%. And then our second tier is must have as a kid, was really just cool as a kid, but it doesn't really fit into the classic category right now.
Yeah.
Number 3, which I thought this was kind of funny, but then again, I'm patting myself on the back for this one. Uh, the gift you got because an adult just bought anything Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I
Yeah.
know.
Think of when adult asks like your parents, what should I get?
Yeah.
What should I get Johnny for his birthday? And I'm like, anything Ninja Turtles, and that's literally what you got was whatever they saw it was Ninja Turtles.
And I noticed some adults you had to cross your fingers just to make sure they didn't get like teenage frog kickers or
Yes.
something.
Frog kickers. No, those are some toys I would want. Some teenage frog kickers.
Their new comic book
Teenage
coming
frog
this fall.
kickers. Now, are they frogs that can kick, or are they people kicking frogs? The teenagers that are kicking frogs, or
I think they were kids that were kicking frogs, but then got mutated into frogs that can kick.
and then they started kicking teens.
Yeah. And then our lowest tier is stop. The line is already dead.
Yeah.
It's just like, can we please stop? Because this thing ran from 88 to 92.
That's a good run for a toy line for sure.
Yeah. So let's do this, Johnny.
All right. Now I hope the Star Trek ones are on here.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm not even going to bring this up. I was going to bring up pictures, but this is
Yeah,
Raphael.
I don't need a picture for Raphael. Man, this is top tier, top tier for me.
Yeah,
Easily.
I think because it's just the regular original ones.
Yeah.
It's an automatic classic.
Yeah, easily. Easy. This will be the easiest one for me ever on any tier thing. It's top. It's top.
I was like, oh boy, he got Raphael. I wonder where he's going to go next. That was easy.
Easy enough.
Rat King.
Man. Rat King. Oh, this is another fun one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I really like this one.
Yeah, he's got an interesting design. I can't
Let me
he's always covered like he's wrapped in bandages and stuff, and he's controlling the rats. He's a really interesting villain for the Ninja Turtles, and especially Splinter, right?
Yeah.
So, I like that his his eyes are just bloodshot red.
I love the fact that he's covered in rats.
Yeah.
And the like centipede, millipede, whatever it is.
Yeah, he's a wicked looking figure. I think he's pretty great. What are you thinking?
I think it's great deco, everything else. It almost gives me a Skeletor feel where it looks scary, but it looks cool scary. Like you still want to play with it, but maybe you throw it in your drawer at night because you're afraid it's going to come alive, and
you don't want to see it in the face at night.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a classic.
I am as well. This is going to be a main issue with today's episode. I might put way too many in classic.
Yeah,
I'm going to agree with you. It's classic.
I forgot how cool of a figure that was until I brought it up.
Yeah, it's very awesome looking.
Shell kicking Raph.
Shell kicking Raph. He's kicking Shell just like I said.
So this is a soccer one.
Yeah, as anybody who's familiar with this original TMNT line knows that they would start having the turtles doing different things
Yeah.
Like they're astronauts, they're sports figures,
You
that type of
mentioned
thing.
Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek, which is my favorite one, just because I love Star Trek and Turtles. That's like a easy combo for me to love.
Yeah.
I all right, so I love the Turtles. These were not must-haves for me as a kid.
No.
And even though Raphael's my absolute favorite, I would have taken him. But I think I'm going to put this squarely in the if an adult gives you this because it just says TMNT.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Um,
thinking. What are you thinking?
there are some of the sports ones that I do like. So I can't
Oh, the
remember.
Donatello basketball one would be upper class for me.
I loved the football Leo,
Yeah, yeah.
but shell kick and Raph.
Like I love Raph. Soccer, I could take or leave.
Yeah, just because I had to go with the other sports, I'm gonna put into the same court, same thing too. The gift you got, just because.
Same. I see what you did there. Same
Uh,
field. You put it on
yeah,
the same
same
field.
field. Yeah,
I've already gotten 2 Raphs already.
he's a popular turtle.
Yeah, yeah, he's my favorite.
This is actually a vehicle. Have you ever seen
Oh.
this?
I don't. It says Channel 6 news van with April green uniform reprint. All right, a repaint.
Okay, so they
okay. Yes.
so they took the party wagon and they were like, you know what these kids need right now? The Channel 6 news van.
Yeah.
And they need a cool green April O'Neil.
All right. Yeah, I'm very torn on this one because it's legit just a repaint of the turtle van. Like you can look at it and see, oh, the similarities are ridiculous. And April will always have a yellow jumpsuit to me, and
She has to.
and she's green here. So this one's really tough because I think the news van's a cool thing. And you can always can't have enough April O'Neil, but I think this April O'Neil is a step below the yellow jumpsuit April O'Neil. But the van kind of brings her up. So I'm really confused here. What are you thinking, Andrew?
I'm thinking, as a kid, did I really need the Channel 6 news van?
No.
That's my ultimate thing. Like, even as a kid, I have the party wagon. I have all these cool skateboards things that, like, I don't know if you ever had the skateboard that you hit the button and the foot would come up and it would kick it. I had those. You had all like the cool tub toys and stuff like that for the Ninja Turtles with the things. I feel like this is more of along the lines of stop, the line's already dead. Like, it was guys like, what haven't we done? They're like, hey, we got this mold for the party wagon. Why don't we make the Channel 6 news van? Because, every kid loves April O'Neil and Vern and Irma, and they just want to go travel around in the Channel 6 news van.
I think this becomes more of I'm going to agree with you completely on where you're putting it. And I think this is more of if you're an adult collector who's gotten everything, this is a great addition to your collection. But as a kid, if it's like you're going to just be driving a turtle van over this any day of the week. It's not even close. And this April in the green is just you're just not used to seeing her in these colors.
Like, what do you do? Like, what is? I'm looking at the play factor. Like, the party wagon, you can battle. Well, what do you need the Channel 6 news van for? To record the battle?
Yeah, man, somebody's got to see it. Well, that's just it. The Ninja Turtles are battling Shredder.
Oh my! I love those commercials.
Oh yeah, the toy commercials for these were fantastic. Yeah, I'm with you though. Let's put this in the toy line's dead.
Yeah.
In fact, I barely even remember. I didn't remember this one until you showed it to me. So.
Yeah, I guess it's huge with collectors. And
yeah, I definitely see that. Yeah.
Oh, duck! Do I even got to bring this up?
I just want to see them. So
okay.
Just out of
pure nostalgia.
Yeah, man. This is when they started just creating characters. But I have a deep sense of love for these.
I love this.
Gosh, look how much Andrew pulled up a eBay page and look how much they're selling this thing for in package. $100.
$100.
Man. Yeah. So he's, for those who don't know, Ace Duck is obviously a flying, a duck who's a pilot, and he is freaking great. I really miss when toys had these things on the back. You get to see all the toys in that toy line, but also they would have like his weapons and his explanation of his weapons or his accessories, and then his little biography. I would read those obsessively as a kid. I loved those things.
Before smartphones, kids. Before smartphones.
Yes, yeah. I got a Ace Duck for me is classic. I don't know what you're thinking, but
I'm
classic.
thinking the same thing. I know he wasn't a part of the Ninja Turtles, like he was just a show that they watched.
Yeah. But that's a part of the world to me though.
Yeah, but the fact that they came out with the action figure that you could still incorporate into, story, playtime, and stuff like that was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I got to give it a classic. Ace Duck, you are the man.
You are the duck.
Yeah, you are the duck. He's better than Howard the Duck, probably.
I would agree. Oh man, we're getting some classics now.
Yeah, Metalhead. This was probably steal from the toys that made us a very toyetic toy.
Yeah.
Because make sure if you're googling Metalhead to type in
Metalhead, and of course there's a music genre called metal, and you can get a lot of metalheads. There we go. All right, yeah. This is easily a classic for me as well.
Yeah, he came with so much.
He really did. Pretty much any of these toys I had as a kid are going to go instant classics for me, and this is one that I had.
I had pretty much all the first two waves.
I think I did overall. I never got an April and always wanted one, but she was very hard to find.
My mom just did a lot of like a group Christmas buying.
Yeah.
So it was like whatever you were into, that's what you got all of.
Yeah,
I think this year I got one real Ghostbusters toy because obviously that toy line was dying.
Yeah.
But I never got too many Ninja Turtles after that.
Oh, the Sewer Surfer. Let's see what this is. That could mean so many things.
That is like just Michelangelo, or
is that Michelangelo? I can't tell. Yep, from this. I remember this figure. It looks like Michelangelo, and I'm
gonna say it's Michelangelo.
That's the first turtle I would think of when it comes to this.
Mike the
It is Mike. Yeah, Mike the Sewer Surfer. Yeah. It seems like there's too much here.
it really does.
You know what I mean? It's just too much.
That's the adult coming out. It's not.
Yeah,
it's just too much going on here.
There's too many bright colors that are just next to each other. That's really bugging the artist part of me.
I don't like
that really bright reddish pink and that bright blue together just doesn't feel like it goes together.
Yeah, but this is late 90s, early 80s. Why would you not throw those colors in there?
Yeah, it was all about the neon back then, that's for sure. Yeah. I do like his sunglasses though.
Yeah, but
his sunglasses are great.
Shouldn't they be like orange?
You would think, yeah.
Like nothing on this says Michelangelo to me, other than surfboard that says Calabunga.
He does have his arm and knee bandanas, whatever you would call those.
Yeah,
he does have those, and they are orange. But that's, and Michelangelo does like to sewer surf. But other than that, I don't know. I think this one's trying too hard.
I gotta put this in like somebody just bought it for me.
I agree. Yeah, like I wouldn't be mad that I got this, but I wouldn't search it out myself.
No.
Yeah, so I agree with you on that. Let's put it there.
Because if I'm thinking of this as a kid, I'm like, this will be cool for like bath time. It'd be something that I could play with in the tub. And if you're like, oh, who played toys in the tub? I don't need that negativity in my life right now.
Every kid did.
Yeah. So this would be like what if it got ruined or I take it outside. I wouldn't mind getting it, but if I took it outside and it got ruined or something, it'd be fine.
Yeah. Oh,
Bebop.
Right,
this is
you got to bring up the figure. All right,
Bebop
figure. We're talking Bebop here, not Cowboy Bebop. It's a totally different thing.
I love the original Bebop.
Oh yeah. I, of course, being the nerd I was, had to have this and Rocksteady, which I'm sure we'll get to at some point.
Yeah.
But he's instant classic for me. Like these they're just really fun designs too, character designs.
They really did a good job when it came to Bebop and Rocksteady to really capture the cartoon.
Yes, yeah.
I
Because we'll get to some figures here later. Even though these were based off the cartoon, they made some really weird decisions with the figures sometimes. Put on a shirt, Shredder. All right.
Night Ninja Rocksteady.
We were just talking about Rocksteady. All right. This is Rocksteady, and he is in a ninja outfit, of course.
I don't
When I'm
like
thinking
this at all.
I don't either. When I'm thinking Rocksteady, I'm thinking, the OG. I don't care for this. I don't like this design. It doesn't look right to me.
Oh, this was part of those auto mutation ones.
Oh yeah.
I
still don't care for it.
I don't.
This was back when, because Transformers was so big, every toy line would try to do something that's kind of transformy. Yeah.
I didn't mind so much that they did so much with the turtles and changing their personality or trying to find something that fit their personality, like Shell, Kick, and Raph.
Yeah.
This right here, I just absolutely hate, and I'm just gonna put it in stop. The line is already dead. Like,
I'm gonna agree with you. I love Rocksteady, but I do not like this figure. But that being said, if you want to buy it for me, please feel free.
exactly. We always take donations.
Yeah, yes, we do.
Email is let's talk 716 at gmail.com.
All right.
All right. Baxter Stockman. I remember this because this was just a cool toy. Also,
Ice can stand in Baxter. Baxter Stockman, another instant classic, right? Even just, I mean, he would be a classic just as a character, but this figure where it's him as the human fly is iconic TMT figure to me. So I'm going classic easily.
I'm going classic also. It's a fun figure.
Yeah.
He's like human fly. This was like one of the perfect lines for like just a little kid that kind of like weird, disgusting, macabre stuff sometimes. And this right here.
I tell you, when I got older and got more into art and stuff and designing things, I just looked at all these TMNT toys. Like, being a designer on that line had to be a fun job.
Same guy that did a lot of the drawings did He-Man.
I know. Yeah.
God bless you, Mark Taylor.
Yeah.
All right.
Punker Dawn.
See, these are the ones where I'm like,
I gotta say, I don't
we've had enough.
I get it.
He's got a keytar.
I understand. But I would freaking love to have this. It just reminds me so much of the, when the Ninja Turtles went out on a quote unquote live tour.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta put this. I can't put it in classic, but I'll put it just under classic for me.
Oh, and the must-have as a kid.
Yeah.
This is stop. The line is already dead.
He does scream more Donatello than that Michelangelo figure did, though.
I'll give him that, but he's got a guitar, and he's supposed to be a punk rocker.
Yeah, man, guitars. It's Donatello. It's the smart man's punk guitar.
Should we get Chris Chavez? I know he listens to a lot of punk rock music. Ask him how many guitars. No
That's
effect.
a great question. Oh man! All right, we're gonna follow that up with another classic.
Yeah, Splinter. I'm so happy. Well, gotta make sure. I love doing this. I love just randomly typing in this stuff.
So, Andrew, I'm gonna let everybody behind the scenes. The reason I'm laughing, Andrew is sharing the screen with me over Zoom, and he's just typing into Google these figures so we can look at them and be reminded of them. And he just put in Splinter, and the first thing that came up was just a lot of people who've gotten real splinters in their hands. It was gross.
I love Google just for that.
Oh man, but yeah, this is iconic, instant classic figure with the bow and arrow and everything.
I didn't like this.
It was the one thing that I will say, as a kid, it was really easy to lose a lot of the accessories on
Yes.
these, and I would lose a lot of his stuff. I think, luckily, I never lost his outfit. It would have been a naked rat.
Oh, I had the naked rat.
Yeah, I know a lot of kids who did.
I had a naked rat after a while.
Um,
I'm
he's classic to me though. I can't put him below classic.
I am. I'm gonna put him as just a must-have as a kid. I know that's gonna be painful. This is our Doug. This is our Doug, I think, so far.
No, Doug, we were on opposite ends. You're just below me on this one.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll find our Doug here somewhere.
Sumo Michelangelo. This I've already got it in my oh my goodness.
I hate this one.
This is just a straight up what were they think? This is just like, hey, make a giant mold of Michelangelo. Look at the raft.
Yeah, there's a really great. This reminds me of a really great joke that Jim Gaffigan would do when he's talking about when they started selling bottled water. And he was like, these French people are like, how dumb do I think these Americans are? I bet we could sell them water. And so they bottled water, right? So this is the same thing. The toys are selling so well. How dumb do I think these kids are? Let's make a sumo Michelangelo.
I don't understand this. It just looks like a really fat Michelangelo, and I get it because it's sumo, but
Yeah, I don't care for it. This is the line is dead for me.
yeah, this is geez, somebody should shoot the line after this. This is let's get drunk in the boardroom and see what we could come up with.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yep.
Hey, did we do sumo wrestling? No. Well, they're Ninja Turtles. Ninjas are in Japan. What about sumo?
E Honda's kind of popular on Street Fighter.
General Trang.
General Trey. Here we go. One of the
I-
rock soldiers, of course.
I really like this guy.
Yeah, I mean,
As-
I have a, anytime you're getting some OG villains, especially the lower tier OG villains, I'm a big fan of. So I like this guy as well.
He didn't look exactly like on the cartoon, and
He
his
was-
weapons didn't fit, but
Yeah.
just the way that you could play with him was awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to see him compared next to his actual design on the show because there's a lot of differences there.
I almost think the toy looks better than the show, but then again, you can only do so much in animation back then like they could do now.
Yeah, and they're trying to get off cheaper too. And the figure has so many like different colors and stuff on them, and it's just a lot easier to make them one big rock looking thing than what the figure did. But I agree with you. While I enjoy the character design on the show, I think the toy design's even better.
I'm gonna say classic.
I'm gonna go with you there. You talked me into it. I like it. And plus,
Just-
I mean, there's all the little stuff crawling all over him too. I think there's a snake on his leg.
yeah, the spider.
Yeah.
There, Casey Jones.
Oh man.
This is the absolute
Stone Cold
classic.
classic. Yeah, Stone Cold
Yeah.
classic.
I mean, the fact that he came with the actual golf bag, you looped it around his back,
Yeah.
the hockey mask, the
Yeah.
golf club, the two broken baseball bats.
And you could put them all. I remember just being stoked I could put them all into the bag.
Yes.
As weird and dumb as that sounds, that was just a big deal to me as a kid that I could put all his accessories in a bag, in his little bag that he came with.
I'm going classic. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
easily classic. Yeah.
the minute I saw the name, I knew where I was going with this one.
Yeah, me too. I can't go anything below classic for that.
Leatherhead.
I'm gonna
What?
classic, right?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I love the fact of the way that his mouth open and closed.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even looking at the picture, and it's pretty sad that I can already remember the toy of leather. The only thing I didn't like is he was down kind of low.
Yeah, they were
Like-
trying to make him more gator like with that, which I get. But I would have liked it if he kind of stood a little more taller.
Oh man.
But I still like this figure quite a lot. I mean, it's a fun design.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him in classic.
Yeah, easily classic.
Why not? We got a lot of classics.
I knew he would.
A lot of classics.
I mean, I would if we were doing He-Man ones, it would be a lot of classics too. All right, Lifeguard Leo.
Leo.
All right.
Wait. Whoa, where'd you go, lifeguard? This looks. Why? Let me see if I can find a bigger picture. The cheesy smile.
Oh man. And he squirts. Don't forget that he's got squirt water action.
Oh, that's why.
Up to 48 inches.
I don't like this at all.
But I will say though, a great tub toy for kids taking a bath, right? Or taking the pool. This is a great toy for that. But you're going to lose these accessories.
Oh yeah, these are gone.
Yeah, those are sure gone.
I gotta give this. The line's already dead. When you dip into, no disrespect to lifeguards, but when you start dipping into the lifeguard genre of things,
hey, the lifeguards keep us safe at the pool. They stop me from running many a times. I'm going to give this just a step above yours. Like if an adult gave me this as a kid, I'd be like, okay, it's fine.
I don't want a lifeguard.
I can't put it in the same category as that sumo Michelangelo. I just can't do it. Like that's the low bar for me so far is that sumo Michelangelo.
Oh, I forgot that I put that in the wrong category.
The sumo.
Yeah, I actually had it in a different one. I had it in
You sneak it in the classics.
No. I could never sneak that into anything. I'm pretty sure today, even if I bought that for one of my kids, they'd be like, dude, what is this?
I know that we're gonna get back to this, but I know that sumo is like a big traditional awesome thing in Japan and other countries. But can you name me, besides E Honda, another famous sumo person?
Yokozuna?
Yeah, okay, yes, yeah. And that's it, right? That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yokozuna, and then I used to watch it on ESPN, but I don't remember any of the names.
Yeah. But Yokozuna would probably be the other big one I could think of because of wrestling. All right, so Killer B.
Yes. He's very colorful. Let me see if there we go.
Yeah, there's a lot of colors here. It's kind of really bright.
I did not have Killer B.
I did not either.
Probably because my mother looked at it and probably thought the same thing we did with the Surfer Mike. There's a lot going on here.
And he's got a chair on him, so he's technically something for somebody to ride. Like on the box art, there's a foot soldier riding him.
Yeah.
I don't know. This might be another one of those ones. If an adult gave it to you, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think I'm in that boat.
That's where I'm going to put it because I wouldn't be mad that I got it, especially if I had a foot soldier I can pair with it. That'd be kind of fun, but it's not one I would seek out myself.
Vehicles were always so cool.
Yeah.
So even like bad vehicles were kind of good vehicles. Like I would love to do this with just any play sets.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a future one for sure. Play sets.
Rock and roll Michelangelo.
All right.
We all know how I feel about the music genre of the Ninja Turtles.
Great, right? You love them. There's no guitar here, though. I guarantee it.
Oh, it is not what we think it is. These are those wacky actions. Do you remember?
Yeah.
They would spin on their back or their arms would move. Oh my goodness.
He's got his tongue out.
I don't know. How did you?
I'm torn on this.
I'm torn between probably
it's either second or third level for me. I can't put it in classic. Because the positives are it's definitely Michelangelo. Like,
yeah,
it's just Michelangelo. But he's got his tongue out, which that's fine with me. I mean, he's being goofy here. And he's got some action stuff. Like he's got a 360 rotating wrist action is what he can do. It's motorized. But as a kid, those things always wore out. Always.
Yeah, thank you. I was gonna get there. This is the toy that you were like, it said crank it 3 times, and you were like, we're gonna go 5.
Yeah, you always you can hear the gears grinding because you wind it up too much. Yeah.
Or you give it to an adult and they have a conversation because you're like, oh, can you crank this? And they're like, okay, and they're having a conversation. I forget that they're having a conversation. Yeah. They're just cranking it all down. I'm gonna put in there that I don't think I'd be mad if like an adult got this for me.
I'll agree with you. I was okay with either the second or third tier, so I'll agree with you here.
I don't.
I wouldn't be mad either, but I just know for a fact that unless you're collecting this and keeping it in package, it's gonna break down at some point.
Oh, it's gonna be bad. Sewer swimming Donatello. My brother had this because he's a Donatello fan because he's a dork. That's creepy.
I know many a Don. I don't like that face.
I don't like that either.
He's got a creepy smile, like a half smile.
It looks it looks like have you seen the old suits from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3?
Yes, yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, kind of creepy. He could actually swim. He's motorized too, of course.
Oh, he's a wacky action.
It's another wacky action. He swims in water with leg kicking action, which you can tell by just looking at the figure that his legs are going to do something.
Yeah.
I do like this one more than the Michelangelo one because this one's doing something different. There weren't a lot of toys that could kind of swim in a way, so that is very different. And his accessories really fit that theme, that motif.
I like his little torpedo holder thing with the looks like harpoon.
Yeah, I like those accessories quite a lot. I'm going to put this. I would want this as a kid. I think for me.
You'd want this one. This is your second Donatello in there. I'm gonna go in the same thing with the wacky action. My thing is, now that I'm thinking about it, and this sounds so adult, what am I gonna do with it outside of like the tub or the pool or anything else? What am I gonna do with this?
That's why I want it as a kid because I'm thinking bass as a kid.
Yeah, you.
All right, never get into these teen kicking frogs.
Trademark. Genghis Frog. Classic. Yeah. I don't think of anywhere else I could put Genghis Frog. I was so hyped when they started doing the Genghis Frog and the Napoleon Bonaparte frogs on like the 2012 version.
Oh yeah,
which is really great.
That one's underrated. That series, Shogun Raph.
Shogun Raph.
I had this one as a kid.
I was gonna ask you because you're the Raph guy.
Yeah, Raph's my favorite. So I like all the turtles, but Raph is definitely my favorite. I liked his weapons. I liked his samurai suit. This is not the Ninja Turtle 3 one. This is this is a different one. I like this one a lot.
It looks good.
This is me, and this is my Raph biasness coming out. This is classic for me, and I had it as a kid, so I have some classic feelings towards this one.
I'm gonna put it in. I would have wanted this as a kid.
Yeah.
It looks cool. It looks fun.
Yeah, I'm admitting my Raph biasness here.
It's a Shogun Japanese culture, but he was on there twice. Donatello, the original Donatello.
Classic, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to look that one up. Any of these original ones are going to go classic for me.
There we are. Our classic is really filling up very quickly, but that's a good. Oh my goodness, the Wacky Walk and Mauser. This I remember was a wind up.
Yes.
But it was the Mausers were so big or so small in the cartoon. And then this one was
large.
Yeah.
This one's almost the size of a turtle. I remember not liking that because they were always small. Like you were saying, and those are the ones I would want would be like the small ones. But this is still a fun looking toy, right?
Yeah. I'm not gonna put it in classic because it would have been cooler if it came with like a 2-pack or a 3-pack and they were smaller.
Yeah.
But then again, I gotta remember the mechanisms probably they couldn't get down. But I definitely gotta say this was like a must have as a kid.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. My only thing would be if you look at it, there's a lot of old school toys that use the same mechanic. That were like like these dollar toys that could walk. But yeah, I'm going to go with you there. All right, next one.
Cowabunga Kickboxing Leo.
That's a mouthful.
I
All
did
right,
Michael Scott joke.
world's greatest boss.
Uh, this there he is. So he has like a Rock'em Sock'em robot action.
Yeah,
So that's what these were.
yeah. You kind of. I never had any of these.
You-
But it's got like a little trigger you kind of stick them
Yeah.
to. It's sort of like a gun looking thing, and I bet as an adult my fingers couldn't even work that anymore because they wouldn't fit in there. There's no way. But yeah, and you would have a buddy, of course, so you'd have to get two of them for these even. Uh,
This is the worst only child toy in the world.
yes, yes, definitely. And I had a sister, so she wouldn't have wanted the other one. I mean, I'm sure Trevor and Derek and I could have fun with these, but um, I'm gonna. I just don't care about this one at all. Like
Yeah.
I have no nostalgia for this one.
I don't even I like the idea,
Yes,
but seeing it came out, it looks like it came out around 92.
so that's toward the end of the run.
Yeah, and by this point, my brother is like, "What's a Ninja Turtle?" I like girls and Nintendo.
Yeah,
So I'm sitting there by myself trying to hold them. I'm just gonna put um, but it is a cool idea.
yeah. See, I'm torn. I don't think I can put it in the bottom because the idea is interesting. So I'm going to put it just above that.
That's where I'm going as well too.
Yeah,
Just because it's a good idea.
yeah.
It's not well.
And I like it when they take chances sometimes. Who are we doing now?
Leonardo.
Classic, right?
Yeah.
Do we need to talk about it?
No.
The original Leo.
Original
Definitely
Leo.
classic.
It's classic. Greatest Ninja Turtle of all time.
Second greatest.
Yeah, I'll agree to disagree on that one. Who is Warm?
Warm, WYRM. We're about to
Oh.
find out. This name sounds familiar. You better put TMNT,
Yeah.
1987. Here we go. Oh yeah, yeah. So,
Did you have this guy?
no,
I
no,
what is he, like a pizza mutant?
sort of. He's a weird. I don't think he ever appeared on the cartoon that I can remember.
It looks like
I guess he did.
yeah, but
It looks like he's in the cartoon there. Very
Playmates
strange.
Playmates does a really great job of like, hey, you were in the show once, we're gonna make you a toy out of you.
Well, a lot of times they would just make toys up so they would for the show. So yeah. The design is wild and out there, and usually I like that. This is such a weird one though. I don't know. What are you thinking? He's kind of interesting to look at.
I just don't know anything about him, so that's where it's like the nostalgic factor doesn't weigh in for me. He does look
I'm
kind
more
of cool, but
Yeah, I'm more fascinated by him than anything.
like what's with the pizza tentacle leg?
Yeah,
Or if
what's his
that is pizza.
accessories? I can't tell what they are from this screen.
It looks like just like a hammer.
As a worm would need. I'm assuming is he supposed to be like an earthworm or something, sort of? Is that what they're going for? Though he has two legs.
Yeah. Well, the one's a tentacle.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to find a better picture for you.
That's
Oh,
good.
here's
There
his
we go.
accessories
There we go.
and him.
Yeah, he's got like a sledgehammer type thing,
A
a
sigh.
weird knife sciish thing, and like a wrench. That's like a mutated wrench is what that looks like. Um,
I'm gonna go with the third tier. Like
is he like an octopus type? I'm fascinated by this one. I barely remember this one. I'm just more fascinated than anything else. I'll go third tier too, but with an asterisk because I'm just fascinated by this character.
or a repulsive looking creature from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise. That's all they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go tier 3. Like, I don't know this guy, but it seems like I would kind of like if I got him, I
Yeah.
would be
Same.
upset.
Yeah. Same.
So that's like he was in the cartoon, and it looked like it was before the cartoon switched to a little bit darker animation.
Yeah. All right.
Half court.
This is the way I only ever played basketball. That forecourt stuff was for the birds.
So this
All right.
is a giraffe?
Yes, I remember him. He's a giraffe that played basketball.
I have no idea. Why does he have a gun?
Just because what do you do with the basketball? You shoot it.
Ba-dum. Remember, folks, the 7:30 show is way different from the 9:30 show.
And he's got Shaq's number, 34.
Oh, this is the later guy.
Yeah. This is one that I always wanted because I love basketball, B, I love Ninja Turtles, and C, this is a weird giraffe, so I would not want this, but I never got it. But I can't put him in classic because
No,
he's not classic, but
I don't.
he's fascinating to me. I definitely remember him. He's gonna go in the if an adult got me this, I'm cool with it for me.
I'm gonna go with stop at the line's already dead. When you're
It probably was by here.
when you're making a giraffe play basketball, and then you give him a machine gun,
There's no rules that says a giraffe can't play basketball.
but you're like, hey, what accessories should we have? Machine gun.
Hey, he had a net over his neck. That's pretty interesting.
That I gotta give it that one. The original foot soldier.
Classic.
Yeah. I used to actually flip those pads around and pretend like they were knives.
Oh, that's a smart idea. I this is one of the few toys that I got. I would beg my parents for multiple of because you had to have more than one foot soldier.
Yes. The true building, I pretty much got told to suck an egg on that stuff. So did I already get you that? Here we go with the other wacky action.
Yeah.
Fighting
this one.
Raph. Is he
Rick
the one that
fighting
was
Raph.
on his back?
I think so, right? Ain't that what he did? Yes. Yeah.
I wanted this one.
So he spins on back with break dancing action.
I liked this one.
Yeah, well, I'm a Raphael fan anyway, so I can be easily talked into classic.
This is going to go tier 2 because I remember it reminded me of the movie where they were spinning on their back.
Oh yeah. Where the
And I
only
was
thing, if good thing these guys aren't lumberjacks,
Yeah.
because the only thing safe in the woods would be the trees.
That's
one of my favorite quotes from Turtles movie. Yeah, I'm going to go classic, but that's purely because it's Raph, and he knocks up the classic for me. If it wasn't Raph, I probably would have put it in the same category as where you're putting it.
Yeah,
it's still it's a fun figure the way you look at it, though.
I think it's probably the best out of the wacky actions that we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Rocksteady.
Classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put him up. He's got to be up there with Bebop,
They're both great. Now, did you, as we're waiting for the next one, did you have the hard head turtles or the squishy head turtles?
I would have both at some point.
Okay.
Yeah. The original ones I had were definitely the soft-headed ones because those were the first ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember eventually getting the not really I guess they were technically re-released. It was still during the time of those where the heads were harder plastic, and I actually liked those more, oddly enough, than the soft ones. I know the soft ones are more sought out just because they're the originals. But what about you?
I had the soft ones. I think later on, maybe if like I had to replace one, like if I was lucky enough, my mom was like, "Yeah, okay, we could do this." My dad was more inclined to replacing the same one, where my mom was like, "You have a Leonardo," and it would be like the lifeguard Leonardo. I'd be like, "No, it doesn't work that way. He can't just jump from his lifeguarding job into fighting Shredder. Come on, mom, let's use our brain on this one."
That's just a side job. He's got to make money for pizza.
Michelangelo, the original
Classic. Yeah.
Classic. You should have just said all second wave and first waves are just classic.
That's basically where I'm going to go with this.
Shredder, you have been waiting. The floor is yours.
Oh God. Okay. All right. Please bring this figure up. This figure fascinated me. Obviously, Shredder is an iconic villain in pop culture now. He's the main Ninja Turtle villain. Everybody knows what he looks like. They've changed the designs through series, but he's kind of had the same basic ideals to him. But the funny thing is, I don't know why I remember when I first got this figure, I thought the one that I got wasn't right because he wasn't wearing his shirt. And this was during a time where a lot of the accessories were cloth. So I thought that perhaps he just lost it or somehow they forgot to add it in the figure. And I was fascinated to find out because I believe Trevor and Derek also had one and the same thing. And theirs was the same way. He didn't have a shirt. And we discovered that that's how he came. Why does he not have a shirt? Or just paint that silver or black or something. It's not that hard. He looks because if he doesn't have the cape on, he doesn't look right to me.
He looks like he has the body type of Cesaro.
Yes.
Like just muscular, but also kind of skinny at the same way.
Yeah. Yes. He doesn't look quite right to me. But yeah, I was just fascinated by this figure and always have been. Like, why doesn't he have a shirt? This is the biggest one. I liked his weapons he came with.
Yes.
But yeah. And you had to have one if you were a turtle fan. So I had to have one of these. But yeah, the lack of shirt was always just really a weird decision to me.
That's why I always like watching the Toys That Made Us because they explained like why he's crouched.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of cool, but they never did explain why they were like, you know what? Shredder doesn't need a shirt.
He does strike me as someone if like he's just hanging out with you, he's going to find an excuse to take his shirt off.
He does.
It does strike me as that type of person, but he never did that in the shows. So.
And Krang's like, just put it back on.
Yeah, but I won classic though. It's definitely a classic.
Yeah, it's 100% a classic. It's a shirtless classic.
Oh man! All right.
The original yellow April O'Neil.
This is the figure for me that got.
I got to be careful with this one.
Yes.
Get a virus if I type in the wrong thing.
I even put the toy.
I put TMNT first.
Oh man, yeah. This is the toy. There was always a toy for a kid that you were never able to get that you always wanted.
Yeah.
Cyclops from X-Men was that for me for the longest time before I still remember the day I found him. That's how much of a big deal that was because I could never find him. And she and April O'Neil, this original April O'Neil was the other one. I was never able to find her, and I needed her to complete my good guy collection of my, I had the original 4 and I had Splinter, and I was like, well, and I had Casey Jones. Well, I need April O'Neil, and I could never find her. She was never at any of the toy stores I was like
really
enough to go to. Yeah, I never ever saw her.
I thought she was like a classic peg warmer.
That's what you would think because mostly boys were playing this, right? And they're like, I don't want to, but I wanted one because I needed to complete I was a weird kid like that. It's like I need to have all these characters.
You had to have it. It was like Tila for Masters of the Universe or Evil Lynn.
Yeah.
It was a girl, but it was a necessary thing.
Yeah, she was awesome. She's a
really
fun character, and I love that she has a little throwing star.
I love the pistol with the briefcase. Yeah. Where's that? Like I didn't the pistol go underneath like the camera so it like broke apart?
I think so, yeah.
I was gonna put this as like just kind of like a must-have as a kid, but the pistol camera combination, you're not seeing that anymore as a toy. I'm gonna go classic.
Yeah, definitely classic.
You are not seeing pistol cameras going on anymore. Craig, I have a problem with this one.
Okay. All right. This is your floor now.
Yeah, I have a huge problem. All right. So I understand we needed the Krang toy. But you get this stupid little chair. And then, geez, I was thinking as an adult way back then. Then you got to go out and you got to buy the body just so you can have proper Krang toy etiquette.
Yeah, especially if you're going by the original cartoon. Krang famously, even in the first episodes, had that body. I mean, it was part of the plot was Shredder building that body for him. And the original Krang just came on this little walker type of thing for him. and it is iconic to me just because I saw this. I had this one. I really
Yeah.
so this one is iconic. But I understand what you're saying. Obviously, I think anybody would much rather have him in the robot suit, obviously. But I still like this toy a lot, and it's still a classic to me.
I still jealous of my friends because they had the body. But I
Yeah,
just didn't like it. It wasn't even cool. Like the arms weren't even cool about it. And you're like, oh, there's Krang. I'm
yeah.
gonna
I
play
never,
with,
I never had the body one either. I only had this crane. That's the only one I had.
I'm gonna go play with shirtless Shredder now. So I am gonna put this as just a must-have as a kid because I am still bitter about this whole
I
Krang
get it.
thing.
I get it. Yeah. Yeah. But as a kid, you're not thinking that's what they're doing. Is they're trying to make you pay more money. You're just
Ye-
thinking I need it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sagio
Oh,
Jimbo, do we really have to?
uh, he's he's a samurai rabbit. That's all I got to say, right?
Yeah, he's like fun name to say and everything else.
Yeah.
I think the minute you say Sagio Jimbo, it's
It's
an
Stone
easy
Cold Classic. Yeah.
lickety split Leonardo.
Well, I love the name.
Got to be careful with Google on this one too. What is this thing? This looks absolutely horrible.
Oh, I
It's
don't
like
like this at all.
huge muscular Leo.
But he can come apart somehow. Like he's made to come apart. You see what I'm saying? He's got long coils in his joints.
Yeah. It's like a crash test dummy.
Sort of like a split between
Oh.
Crash Test or what was Stretch Armstrong sort of type thing.
Yeah,
I don't care.
this is horrible.
this is bottom tier for me. I wouldn't care for this at all.
No,
Uh, yeah, this is not for me.
I hate this. I, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. My my feelings as a Leo fan are hurt that
If
we
I was
had
a Leonardo fan, I'd be ashamed.
I I'm more
I'm
ashamed.
ashamed. Oh,
I'm
here
more
you go.
ashamed over that than the lifeguard Leo. Now here's my favorite Leonardo.
Here we go.
That's
Yeah.
not the original. This is Mr. TD Tawson Leonardo. Coolest accessories: the football helmet, the tattered, old school like hip pads coming out with the shoulder pads, the bomb footballs, and the piece of pizza. This is a classic.
Yeah.
Can't say
I
anything
agree with
else
you.
about it.
Yeah, I agree. Classic. Yep.
It made me feel like he was coming right off the football field.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? After I was a pro quarterback, I got to go beat Shredder, and it beats being a lifeguard.
Well, he's a lifeguard coming out of school, and then he became an NFL player after that.
Oh, and our last one is Dynatron Donatello. I cannot wait to see this one. Oh my goodness.
I vaguely remember this.
Diatronic Donatello. There it is. Oh, this is Donatello exosuit.
Yeah. There was a time in the mid to late 90s where exosuits or robot suits were huge in with toy lines. I definitely remember, and I had a couple of them. Obviously, I had to wrap, but there's like these other ones that were like the turtles in these suits, but it came as a one figure. If it makes any sense, this one is two figures. It's Donatello and the exosuit, and I think it's actually pretty cool. But there's other ones, and I can't remember what they were called.
Exo Squad.
Maybe was that
Or
it?
yeah, that was I loved Exo Squad because you got like the exo suit, and then you got a guy in there, and then you could plug the exo suit into the back of their neck because that's how they controlled it. I love the
Yeah.
cartoon Exo Squad. Lieutenant JT Marsh, shout out. And that's what this reminds me of. So they were just like, hey, Exo Squad seems kind of cool. And I believe Playmates also made the Exo Squad toys.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So they were like, hey, why don't we just put turtles into Exo Squad suits? I
I'm looking up the one I'm trying to think of.
Because I remember Exo Squad, and it would look like they were about the same size of this turtle, small turtle, probably about maybe 6 to 8 inch exosuit. And it was like, if you look back on the cartoon now, it was like the weirdest just cartoon where you're like the story plot of just is doesn't seem appropriate for kids, but somehow I was so beamed into it. I think I was more beamed into the fact that these guys got into these exosuits and they could fly through space and everything else. The toys were cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to find what I'm thinking of. I can't find it off my Googles here. I'll have to look at it later. But and we didn't even cover some of the ones that are these toy lines that are just sheer to my brain. You know, the movie ones, we didn't do any of those.
Yeah.
I definitely collected those.
The first movie ones were great.
Yeah, I love those. Those are the ones I'm mainly talking about. I
The-
also got the third one just because I thought the samurai part was cool. but
I-
those are the two movie lines that I collected.
This is one that I was kind of sad that didn't pop up because I just saw it too. Was the Undercover Turtles?
Yes, those are very famous. We never got to do Don in the trench suit, which is a very famous figure. There's a bunch of like Raphael in the spacesuit we didn't get to do. That's another famous one.
Yeah.
I absolutely obviously already said the Star Trek Ninja Turtle ones are classic to me, but also the Universal Monster Ninja Turtle ones
Yes.
are very much classic to me. And I'm sad we didn't get those, but we made this random, so whatever came up came up.
So Diatronic Donatello. This is easy. Stop the line.
Yeah, I do think that it's a neat idea. But I do think it's you can tell like they're just really trying to throw anything against the wall here.
It like doesn't fit the theme.
Right, yeah.
Like it looks, if they made it out of like trash cans and stuff, I think it would be better. But it looks too new or robotic.
Yeah, I'd agree with that for sure.
So I'm gonna go through and read off our tiers. So pretty much from the first two waves, we said pretty much everything is a classic, except for I have TD Toss and Leo, and Johnny has Shogun Raph. Pretty much Eddie Raphael figure, pretty much that came up. Break and Fight and Raphael, and he also has TD Toss and Leo. Must have as kids. These are our second tiers. I got Splinter, Shogun Raph, Wacky Walk and Mauser, Break Fight and Raph, and Krang. He's got Punker Don, Sewer Swimming Donatello, and the Wacky Walk and Mauser. Gift you would have got as a kid because an adult just bought you anything Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I got Shell Kickin' Raph, the Sewer Surfer Michelangelo, Killer Bee, Rock and Roll Michelangelo, Sewer Swimming Donatello, Calabunga, Kickboxing Leo, and Worm. And Johnny has, I believe, all the same on my side except for Half Court. He loves
that's
his
just 'cause I
half.
like basketball. So.
Yeah. Stop. The line is already dead. We got the Channel 6 news van with green uniform April O'Neil. Night Ninja Rock Steady. So bad. I have Punker Don, Lifeguard Leo, Sumo Michelangelo, Half Court, Lickety Split Leonardo, and the Donatello mech. And Johnny has all the same other than, the ones that I mentioned before for Stop. The line is already dead. And Channel 6 news van, Night Ninja Rocksteady, Sumo Michelangelo, Lickety Split Leonardo, and Exosuit Donatello.
I would love at one point on this show for us to do a tournament with
the figures,
with the vehicles, the from all the different toy franchises.
You've already read my mind. I love vehicles and I love play sets.
Yeah, so I think we should do that.
So most men my age probably complain, like their kids got to listen to complain about politics and everything else. Well, I don't do that to my kids. I go down the toy aisle and I go, "Where's all the play sets? You guys got no play sets. You guys need play sets. That's the problem with your generation. Is you got no play sets. We had play sets for everything."
Yeah,
we had Rambo
oh
bacon.
man, you
and
know what that
everything.
reminds me of? We had so many play sets when I was a kid that my favorite one, and it's Ninja Turtles, is do you remember I think it was called Mighty Max. Like he kind of started this where he was a little minifigure, think micro machine size,
Yeah.
and he came with his own little play set, and it was also shrunk down. The Turtles did the same thing, and that like it was shaped like a turtle, like one of the heads of the turtles, or like it was just shaped as different stuff. The different ones did, and I had a couple of those and absolutely loved them because I had to, you know, came with a bunch of little figures too, and you can kind of play around with them.
We had X-Men ones.
I remember, yes.
Yeah, because I just remember Mighty Max being like the boy version of Polly Pocket. They were like, Polly
Yes,
Pocket's
yeah,
big.
yeah.
Let's cash in.
Polly, she probably started it, but you know, being a little boy, I wasn't anything that I cared about. But Mighty Max, now that's a show.
You didn't care about Polly Pocket?
It wasn't in my wheelhouse.
But
I think she's a classic toy nowadays, though.
Oh, I give it that. Yeah. I think it's something. There's a lot of girls' toys that I see that like you stared clear of that aisle, but sometimes it shared the same space that I kind of remember.
Yeah.
Like oh my goodness, I had to back up on this one. So one of the things that I remember, because I used to stock shelves at Toys R Us, and I had to back up before it sounded really bad, was there was a Barbie, but it was like a Oreo branded Barbie. And I was like, why do we need this? So, and I almost said I remember the Oreo Barbie, which would have been not anywhere close to what I wanted to say. So, but yeah, it was like the Oreo, and that was like one or two times I had to stock the girls' toys, and it just, even as an adult, I was like, I want to go like stock the boys' toys. I want to play with like check out the new Lord of the Rings action figures coming out.
I used to work at Walmart, and when I worked there, I was a stalker, and I would always beg to be put on the toy aisle, and they would never let me because they knew I would just sit there and play around. And this is me as a graduated high school adult.
Yeah. You had to. Toys R Us was a great job. It was the only job that I ever had where I didn't smoke. So 15-minute break. I sat there and I played Mario Sunshine when you could actually still play video games in the store.
Oh yeah, where they had them all set up where you could do that. Yeah.
So my 15-minute break was playing Mario Sunshine because I did morning stock and nobody was there.
There you go.
Nobody'd be outside smoking, and I knew once the smokers came in, I had to stop playing Mario Sunshine and get back to work.
Yeah.
that was my Flintstone whistle. But I think we got an amazing list here and covered up everything. But
yeah, so stay tuned for our upcoming tournament with the toy vehicles of all the different little franchises.
Yes.
I think that's going to be a blast to do.
Yeah. I that was something that toy vehicles, toy play sets, they just don't have them anymore.
No.
Well,
so I can't wait to see what the Turtle Van goes up against.
It's gonna go up against the Wind Raider and beat out He-Man there.
We're gonna have to have a conversation whether we're gonna count Transformers or not for this.
I don't think you can.
I don't think you can either.
No. I would not do it.
Conversation's easy. We already
See,
good.
That's why we do this together.
I don't think it's fair.
We agree on everything except for the Doug theme song.
Yeah, Doug is the only big disagreement we've had so far.
That's pretty good. But thank you everybody for listening. Check out new episodes of Let's Talk But No Politics Okay every Sunday on the BICBP Radio Network, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Go check out the Facebook page for Let's Talk But No Politics Okay and the YouTube channel. And with that being said, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Let's kick shell.